My name is Gretchen Rubin, and this is the Happiness Project. The resolution for this week is to make something by hand. There's something about making something with your own hands that's extremely satisfying. And I realize this because right now in my life, I don't really have anything that I make by hand, and I feel the lack of it. I'm very creative. I'm writing, I do blogging, I do all these things where I'm creating something, but I'm creating it through the computer, and I'm typing it or I'm cutting and pasting it, and it doesn't give me the sense of satisfaction that I get when I make something by hand. Now, when I was a child, I made something by hand because I would have these blank books where I would cut out things and write things, which is very much the same process that I have with my blog, and yet I did it by hand, and that felt different. It was satisfying in a very tactile, concrete way. I could see myself making a physical object, and that gave me something that I don't get when I'm doing it on the computer. Then when I was in college, I went through a phase where I made things out of beads a lot. I still have my bead collection, but I don't have the desire to make anything out of beads anymore. And sometimes I make pomander balls, which is like the most basic form of making something by hand. You literally take an apple and stick cloves into it. And yet, as simple as that is, there's something very satisfying about making a pomander ball and seeing that transformation happen under my hands. So right now, I have to confess, this is a resolution that I want to follow, but I haven't really found a way to follow. I've tried to knit, I can't knit. I can't needlepoint. I don't like to cook. I live in New York City, so I can't garden. I don't want to woodwork. I'm looking for something that I can make by hand because there really is something about creating something with your own hands that really adds to happiness. So the resolution for this week is to make something by hand. And the thought for this week comes from Vincent van Gogh, who said, "If one is the master of one thing and understands one thing well, one has at the same time insight into and understanding of many things."